Hello. Hello. Come and see. Do. Come and see. Come and see what the Lord has done. 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 Come and see. See, we got green cards, yo. Come and see. Green card 1. Green card number 2. Green card number 3. Some approval notices. Today, y'all, we're just talking about our testimonials. Yes. Yes. When I say that God's been good to the law offices of Mafula, I mean, he has been good. I'm telling you. I was just thinking last night, like, wow, we've had so many approvals coming in lately. And I mean, like green cards, like the 10-year green card. I don't think I've ever seen as many green cards as I've seen in my life, really, as I've seen this year and as I've seen these past couple months. And so I just kind of want to come and just talk to you all about these green cards. So, and today I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you some of the profiles of these types of people who have gotten a green card. So the first person is a lady, and she's Nigerian. And this is, let me make sure you can't see nothing important. This is a copy of her green card right here. All right. Copy of her green card. Okay. It's legit. This is a copy of her green card. All right. And so I'm just going to read you her profile so you can see the kind of person that can get a 10-year green card through VAWA. So let me read you her profile again. She's a female client and she's from Nigeria. And I help mostly men. I help a lot of men. But this particular lady is a woman, and this particular person is a woman. And I just kind of want to read you her profile so you can see what kind of person will qualify for a 10-year green card. All right. So fun fact, this client came to us, I think, end of 2021. Came to us end of 2021. We started her case. I believe that year or sometime a bit later. I don't like to tell you all the details. But anyway, so this is what I have on her notes. So she said she had a 2-year conditional green card. So she said, I have a 2-year conditional green card, and her green card was expiring as of that year, as of 2021. It says still married, still living together. So she was still married to her husband, still living with him. And I believe she's still married, still living with him. Okay. No children together. So I'm just reading you the profile of somebody, of what it takes of someone who has a 10-year green card. This is a 10-year green card of someone that I'm reading. Okay. 10-year green card of somebody that I'm reading. All right. And in case you're not sure, it's a 10-year green card. It's a green card because it's green. You see that? It's green. Very, very green. All right. So it says no children together, no children of her own. So she was married, had a 2-year conditional green card, and her 2-year conditional green card was expiring that year. And her husband was cheating on her. I'm just reading you her notes as of back then. Her husband was cheating on her, disappeared on her, would openly cheat on her, was texting, sexting other women, isolated her from people she could talk to, particularly about her marriage, makes major decisions about the marriage without my consent, threatens not to file for my immigration papers anytime I don't give him what he wants, most usually sex, threatens not to appear at my immigration process anytime I don't give him sex. Okay, I've already said that. Threatens to report me to immigration. Okay. Anytime I don't give him sex. Threatens to call police. Anytime we disagree about money or sex, he's going to threaten to call the police. Threatens to get deported. Threatens to get me deported anytime we disagree or whenever whenever he wants sex or money or something like that. Okay. So he also would specifically say to her, you need me, I don't need you. Would also say things like, you need me more than I need you. Says, I regret ever marrying you. Makes it seem like, I can never find another partner if I leave him. Makes me feel less like a woman, mostly in the areas of finances and sexually, okay? Uses control and manipulation to get sex and money from me. Has to be in control at all times. I'm just reading out the profile, some of her notes, all right? Has to be in control at all times. Everything's on his terms. Refuses to work or contribute financially to the home. Makes fun of my physique, my height, my appearance, things that he used to love about me. So those are the things he makes fun about me now. He makes fun about my physique, my height, my appearance, things that he used to love about me. All right. Makes me feel unvalued about my own home. All right. And then back to, she stated again, makes fun of my physique, my height, my appearance, things he knows I cannot easily change, and then makes me feel unvalued in my own home. All right, and then just generally takes advantage of my immigration status to where, um, just because he knows I'm an immigrant. He finally makes fun of my accent, my heritage, my culture, and the food that I cook. Well, this beautiful lady here is sitting on her 10-year green card. Joe, let me make sure I've sitting on her 10-year green card. I think I'm just going to put a sticker on it, so you can't see anything important. So this beautiful lady has a 10-year green card. This is her 10-year green card. Now, won't the Lord do it? Is what I want to say. Like, wouldn't he do it? Because he's able to do it. So this is her green card. We're talking about right now. So her green card is number one. All right. So I'm gonna read you another. So this is I just thought today might be good for you to hear like the profile of someone who can get a 10-year green card through VAWA. So this was a lady. And again, you never heard in her notes there was no domestic violence. I mean, there was no like police report, right? So she didn't have any physical abuse. So for people who think I've got to have physical abuse to qualify for VAWA, it's absolutely not true. I just showed you a 10-year green card for a lady who had no physical abuse whatsoever. I just showed you this 10-year green card for our beautiful, beautiful client who came to us end of 2022, 2021, and now she's sitting on her 10-year green card. All right. So no physical abuse was there. You notice there was no domestic violence report. Okay, there was no restraining order against her spouse. And you notice that they were still living together. In fact, last I checked, they're still married, still living together. But now she's got her own 10-year green card. So like I always say, if you're filing for VAWA, doesn't mean you got to leave your spouse. That's really your own personal decision. And, just because you qualify for VAWA doesn't mean you and your spouse can never reconcile. I do believe in miracles. Doesn't mean you and your spouse can't work on your relationship and get it back to a good place. Because last I checked, I believe this lady's still married, still living with her spouse. And yes, we did get her 10-year green card through VAWA. Congratulations, madam. Ooh, yeah. All right, story number 2. So I told you I got many. This is second person now. All right. Now this person, we also have an actual approval notice here that's been mailed. This is a 485 approval notice. All right. It's a 485 approval notice. Let me see. I need to show it so you don't see nothing. Y'all ain't gonna trick me, man. So this is a 485 approval notice. All right. But one way to know this is really real and true is it'll say welcome to the United States of America, and then you'll see the statute. You see the Statue of Liberty. So this is a 485 green card approval notice. All right. And then now this is the actual person's green card. So this is now the actual green card right here that I'm holding. All right. This is our client's green card that I'm holding. All right. Same. Now this is a different person. So here's the approval notice right here. Got the approval notice right here. All right. And we got her 10-year green card. See? Approval notice, 10-year green card. All right. And this is for now a separate lady. All right. This lady now is Kenyan. So the other one was Nigerian. She's Kenyan. And let's see. I want to read you her profile so you get an idea uh, whether you could qualify or whether someone you know could qualify. I'm going to read you her profile because we got her green card in this week as well. Okay. Well, her notes are not as detailed, but it just said her notes were very short. It says married to a U.S. citizen since June 2020. All right. And it says so just a few months ago. So by the time we were consulting with her, I guess she had only been married just a few months. Okay. No children together, and has a 2-year-old, but has a no children together, but she had a 2-year-old by her own self. Okay, by I guess a different relationship. And then let's see, they've been talking about her spouse filing for her when things went bad, and then she listed out some things that went wrong in the marriage. But long story short, her notes are not that long, so not much there for you to see. But long story short, we are looking at her 10-year green card and 485 approval. I just showed them to you together. All right. So if you missed it, you can go back and rewind. And see me talking about this lady. So she's from Kenya, 10-year green card. Congratulations, madam. I'll tell you. So these are just the ones that I'm highlighting, of course, because usually when we get these, we try to mail them out immediately. So these are not the only ones we've gotten, all right? And in the recent times. So these are just the ones that I'm talking to you about today, all right? Now this particular guy, this is a Hispanic guy. He's Hispanic. All right. We do all sorts of clients. We don't just serve Africans. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. So he's an Hispanic client. All right. And I got to say, his green card was his cases was one of those cases that concluded super fast. And I mean, super fast. And I believe it was underneath a year. So people always ask me, how long does VAWA take? Well, I always tell you, first of all, I ain't going to tell you that in a live, that you need to schedule a consultation if you want to know, a good, if you want to know a summary or an estimate of how long it could take. And then the other reason I don't explain on live or tell you exactly, answer that question directly on a live is because sometimes every case is different. So this particular guy, I told y'all he's Hispanic. And here's his I-485 approval notice. I'm going to show it to y'all again how that looks like. All right, he was Hispanic, and here's his I-485 approval notice. All right. I've blocked out all the information you don't need to see, so that's just my office address here. But you can see it's a 485 approval notice, and it shows, you can see the Statue of Liberty, and it says welcome to the United States. So anytime it's a 485 approval, it'll always say, welcome to the United States of America. In other words, you're officially part of us now. When they do that, when they send you that notice. And then here it's his green card, y'all. Beautiful, beautiful green card. Like I told you, this one particular client, his case was one of the fastest ever. I mean, one of the fastest ever VAWA cases ever. So we got him a 10-year green card through VAWA, and it was just underneath a year. I'm so proud, so happy to be associated with law offices of Ian Wafula. When I talk about people like this, his spouse had done him so dirty. Hispanic client. He's looking at a 10-year green card. God bless you, sir. And then yesterday we had another one. I think we had about 2 come for our 2 Nigerian male clients. I don't have those to show those to you because I've already mailed those. Those have already been mailed to them. All right. So it's usually as soon as we get these things, we try to get it to the client because our clients have been waiting for this green card. Right. So, but I believe we had about at least 2 other ones that came yesterday, and those were for 2 Nigerian male clients. All right. And so, yes, got the green card. And of course, this particular client I just told you about, this Hispanic client, you can take it to the bank when I tell you he had no physical violence. no restraining order. His wife wasn't beating him. And look at him. Here he is sitting on a 10-year green card. So, with that said, I'd like to kind of just go through again who qualifies for VAWA. Again, you qualify for VAWA if you're genuinely married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse and they treat you dirty. They cheat on you, beat you. It's a toxic relationship. Let me take that back. They don't have to beat you, so they cheat on you. They do things such as, they do things that are wrong in their relationship, all the way to toxic problems. Things that are wrong, all the way to abusive issues. So things such as a spouse talking down to you, cursing you out, calling you names, playing mind games. These are things that are considered to be wrong, bad in a relationship, but may not be as extreme as someone now giving you an STD. So in other words, there's levels and ranges of people who could qualify for VAWA. All right. So whether you have experienced the more common problems, sadly, these are common. Spouse talking down to you, cursing you out, calling you names, playing mind games, spouse cheating on you. Sadly, these are common marital problems. They shouldn't be common, but they're common. All right. So if you've experienced common marital problems all the way to now to the more extreme things, now like a spouse giving you an STD, a spouse cheating on you openly, doesn't even hide it, a spouse, you coming home and finding your spouse sleeping around with multiple people or something. These are the more extreme ones. A spouse throwing you out of the house in the middle of the night, a spouse throwing you out of the house while you're pregnant, you finding out your spouse impregnated someone or has had multiple children outside of the marriage and continues maybe to even have them. You finding out your spouse has AIDS or STD, you didn't know about it beforehand. You finding out your spouse has a mental disorder. Nothing wrong with that, but the problem is, you probably need to know that before saying I do, right? You finding out your spouse has a mental disorder. You finding out your spouse is a convict, and maybe is still a convict, should I say, still doing crazy things, still doing criminal things. You finding out your spouse is a leader of a mob or something like that, or you finding out your spouse is a continual criminal, still doing lots of crazy criminal things. These are the more extreme things. And like I talked about yesterday, it could also be just things like your spouse forcing you to do things such as things that are illegal. Your spouse forcing you to sell drugs, forcing you to, I don't know, sell weapons, forcing you to do illegal or criminal activities, or forcing you to cash false checks, forcing you to go rob a bank. These are some of the more extreme things that usually are a good indicator that you qualify for VAWA. But again, like I said before, and like I'll say again, whether you've experienced the more common problems or the more extreme problems, you could still qualify for VAWA. The key is it needs to be a genuine marriage. All right. Secondly, it needs to be a situation where your spouse, truly, intentionally takes advantage of your immigration status. That's all. That's really all we need to prove for VAWA. Was the marriage genuine? Secondly, are you experiencing marital problems that are connected? That are solely because your spouse is taking advantage of your immigration status. So, would your spouse be doing the things he or she does to you if you are an American citizen? That's what you want to ask yourself. And if you come to and if your answer is no, they wouldn't be doing this to somebody else that they felt would have a choice, then maybe you need to call me. We need to be talking about VAWA. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I'm always real with you. I've always told y'all that VAWA was meant for people who enter a relationship for valid reasons. So let's just throw it out there. But let's just say, what if you're in a situation where you started out, maybe the marriage in the beginning was not valid, but it became valid. Okay. Maybe in the beginning it wasn't for real, but it became for real. So the law states, this is what the law states, know what I'm saying? This is what the law states. The law states, if at some point the marriage became valid, you're okay. So in other words, the law states, if at the time you're applying for your immigration benefit, you're applying for a green card, at the time you're applying for your green card, can you be able to show that this marriage was at some point valid? Like, can you be able to show that that you getting a green card was not the only reason you married for your spouse. That's what matters, okay? That's what matters. So I say that to say I've had some clients who told me that, well, okay, in the beginning this was not valid, and but now it became valid. We have children together, we now have business together, this became a valid relationship. um, then you have no problem. Okay, I've also done cases like that for people who their spouse is petitioning for them, so not just in the vow context. So maybe someone comes to me and says, in the beginning this marriage was not valid, but my spouse, me and my spouse became serious about each other. We fell in love, we started having children together, we have joint ventures together, we have businesses together, and now my spouse wants to petition for me. So that's also in the context when your spouse is petitioning for you, right? And so that's no problem. Again, it became valid. You guys now have children, you have business together, and your spouse is petitioning for you. All right. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay. So I've showed you three green cards. Show them to y'all again. Green card one, two, green card number one, two, and three. Okay, one, two, three, and along with the approval notices. All right. So those are three green cards that I have to mail out today. All right, and then today's mail still hasn't come. So we're gonna see what the Lord has for us in our mail. So y'all, that being said, I'm now gonna start taking questions. Do you have questions? Now is the time that I will take those questions. I will begin by taking now your questions on. And let me be clear, I like to take the questions on IG live. So if you have a question, you can request to come live on IG real quick, and I can answer your questions. Otherwise, if not, then I'll consider it a short day for me, which is okay anyway. We discussed our wins. So, Lofties of Iamwafula. My name is Val Queen again, and also dancing lawyer. I work at Lofties of Iamwafula. All right. So, Lofties of Iamwafula has been doing great things. Oh, sorry. I was still defining. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I was still defining Val for y'all. So, if you're in a genuine marriage, all right, that's resulted in your spouse taking advantage of your immigration status, and you've experienced anywhere between common to extreme marital problems, all right, and you're either still married, divorced, separated, then you qualify for VAWA. So you're either still married, divorced, separated. You're either still married, divorced, separated from your U.S. citizen spouse, then you still qualify for VAWA, okay? And sorry, then you could qualify. You probably qualify for VAWA. Let's put it like that. And you should give me a call. You also, in some states, qualify for VAWA if you are not legally married. So you and your spouse or you and your partner just appear to be married. You do everything as if you're married. You live together. You have children together. You have businesses together. The average eye, if they looked at you, they would think you guys are married. You have children together now, you have businesses together, and you do everything just as if you were married, except you don't have the marriage certificate. And your partner is abusing you. Okay, your partner is abusing you. So you live as man and wife in a state like Texas, Alabama, New Hampshire, uh, Kansas, all right, and you do everything just as if you're married, including having children together, including having businesses together, but there's no marriage certificate, and then this person is abusing you, and then they're a U.S. citizen or green card holder. So states like Texas, Alabama, New Hampshire, Kansas, I think Colorado will recognize what's called a common law marriage. That's a marriage that's inferred by actions. And in states like those, you could qualify for VAWA even though you're not legally married. So I always like to throw that out there because I have helped quite a few people who found themselves in those situations. Of course, my advice is always, y'all, don't find yourself in that situation. You know, like if you're married, be married. Like if you're not, be not. Of course, that's my personal opinion. But the law is different now. The law states if you live in an area like Texas, I mean, like a state like Texas, Alabama, New Hampshire, Texas, and you live with your partner just as if you're married. You have children together, you have business together. You know, in other words, to the average eye, you guys are man and wife. You guys are married. And this person is abusive to you, toxic to you, then you really need to be calling me, and we need to be filing for VAWA for you. I've highlighted like three different green cards today that I got through VAWA. One was for a Kenyan lady, another one was a Nigerian lady, and then the other one was a Hispanic guy. Then I told you yesterday we got about two for Nigerian men. All right. And then last thing I want to discuss now finally is I think it was about a month or so ago, about 2 months ago, a few months ago, we got a green card for an asylum based client. And I always tell y'all that we specialize in VAWA. We specialize, which is based on problems in a marriage. We specialize also in adjustment of status through marriage, which is the opposite. That's based on a good relationship, a good relationship with your spouse. All right, and that is based on, in other words, that's when your spouse is petitioning for you. And then we also do asylum. That's when you fled your home country because of unrest, things you cannot easily change about yourself, or things you cannot easily change about yourself, such as your religion, your nationality, political opinion, etc. So anyway, long story short, filed an asylum case for a client, and it's one of the fastest asylum cases we've ever had. Within 6 months, it was approved. Went to an interview, had a really tough interview. It was approved within 6 months. Then a year later, right, which is last year, we filed for her green card because she was eligible for a green card a year later. That's how asylum works. After you're approved, a year later, you can file for your green card. So, and then her green card came a few months ago. So, congratulations to our Kenyan client who filed for asylum based on female genital mutilation. I always say I never knew Kenya does female genital mutilation because that's not something our tribe handles, but I always want to throw this out there. If you've been one of those women who has unfortunately experienced female genital mutilation, even if it was at a young age, or maybe you had to experience female genital mutilation in order to get married, because some cultures require that, or maybe after marriage and after you had your first baby, or after you had a child, they forced you to be mutilated after giving birth. Because I have a particular client that I have right now. That's what happened to her. She was forced to be mutilated after having a child. It's the worst thing. After having a child, and while she was still healing, that's when they mutilated her. So, if you've experienced forced genital mutilation, it's called mutilation because for women, it is truly like a mutilation, like truly. Not some women don't survive, or if they survive injured and forever scarred, either physically or mentally or emotionally. And there's research out there that says people who have experienced female genital mutilation don't really ever recover. Like it's a real some of them have to go to therapy, some have to go to spiritual therapy, talk to God, pray a lot, like really to overcome the trauma. It's a real trauma. So, and as you all should know, if you don't know, female genital mutilation is considered a human rights violation. So that's why anybody who has experienced female genital mutilation and can prove it usually has a very, very good case for asylum. And especially if in your culture they would actually mutilate you again, like maybe before marriage or after having given birth. So if you've been mutilated before, and then in your culture they're even going to mutilate you again, now you have a super super strong asylum case. Of course, a good asylum case also is one that's based on political asylum. You fled your home country because of political issues. These are countries like Sudan, like Rwanda. Back in the day, Rwanda right now is the cleanest and one of the best countries in Africa. But I'm talking about, years back when there was a civil war. So countries that are torn with civil war, like Sudan, like Syria, like Afghanistan, people like that always usually have a very great case for asylum and can end up getting a green card through asylum. All right. And then finally, y'all know I started to take on these new cases, and these are for people who come to the US based on their own merits. Most of us here came based on a parent filing for us, or a spouse, or something like that, or an employer. But there are those people, very few people, top 10% creme de la creme people, actors, actresses, people who are known worldwide or nationwide for their skill. The Usain Bolts, the Mercy Johnsons, the actors, the actresses, the runners, the Johan Blakes. People like this could very easily come and get a green card on their own merits, on the merits of things they have experienced. I mean, on the basis of their skills, on the basis of them being the top 10% in their nation. All right, on the basis of them being the top 10% or even worldwide. So again, I always use Usain Bolt, because who doesn't know Usain Bolt? Messi, Lionel Messi, who's the other guy that just won the World Cup last year? That's so nice. What's that guy? The guy that won the World Cup last year, the captain. Uh, was that last year, this year? So no, this year's right. People like that are well known, and can easily come and get a green card on their own merits. All right. Can you travel to Canada with your travel? Yes, absolutely. With a travel permit, you could travel anywhere. With a travel permit, you could travel to Canada. You could travel anywhere. Let me start. Let me take some live questions. Yes, not Mbappe. Mbappe was on the other side. He didn't win. It's the winning team, Argentina. Was it Argentina the one? Who's that guy that's called the goats? They call him the goats. It wasn't Mbappe.
Hi.
Hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. How can I help you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm very lucky that I have joined your live today. It
Mm-hmm.
is regarding the asylum, and I am a reverted Muslim.
Okay.
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 I'm from India, and I have recently filed my asylum case in Chicago.
Okay.
And after I came here, I had faced many issues when I got revert. I was belong Hindu family.
Okay.
Then I got revert in Muslim because my parents had intercaste marriage. My mother was Muslim.
Okay. Understood.
And my father, yeah, my father was Hindu.
Okay.
So after their marriage, my mother also has faced many issues, and I had faced many issues. I got assault from my uncles and all everything. I went I went into severe depression. Then I moved to here for my further studies.
Okay.
And I met one guy, and last year I got married with him. After I got married, he's a Muslim. My husband is a Muslim.
Right.
Then I have filed asylum. So I wanted to know, is that my case will approve, or what do you think?
I think you have a
as per
great
your
case.
opinion?
From what you told me, I think you have a great case, because for asylum, again, you typically want to show that you're not safe in your home country because of something you cannot easily change about yourself. In other words, you want to
Yeah,
show you belong to a group of people that immigration recognizes need protection from their home country. So people who have fled because of religion or because of transitioning from one religion to another, and especially in a
yeah,
country like India, Hinduism is really strong, or even being a Muslim. So usually countries like India, they like you to stay, in the religion you were born in. So to answer your question, I
yeah.
think it's a great, wonderful case. I wish I would have been the one to help you, but since you've already filed it, maybe you can give me a
Yeah,
call when they call you
I
for your
I did
interview.
not know that you will file asylum. I was searching for the best lawyers,
Okay.
and when I came here, I got to know we can file asylum case because I don't want to go back to
Yeah.
India because the father side family is so strict. They
Okay.
are very hardcore
Okay. So you
Hindus.
have the
They belong to the
ma'am, you kind of
strong.
have the kind of case that's really, really strong. So as long as you
Yeah,
have a lawyer that knows what they're doing, you win. There's no problem. Doesn't have to be me. Okay. But
yeah.
you can always call me. What you can do is, since you've already filed the application, everything's already filed, correct?
Yes,
So
I
what you
have
can
filed
do
all
is,
my official
okay.
documents.
What you
Sorry.
can do is, when they call you for an interview, you can still always call me at that time to help you with your interview if needed, or to go with you to the interview to help secure now your your um your asylum approval.
Yeah, and I have one more query. Can I ask you?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
If I plan a baby, so it gonna be difficult after that because if I plan a baby, so
If you have a baby,
if
would
I'll
that
go back to the India, then my baby is also not insecure,
right? Understood. So what's your question now?
Yeah, so I can plan a baby, right? So if I'll plan a baby, my case will become strong, or it gonna be
If you have
affect
a baby,
anything?
no, don't plan. Don't plan to have a baby. But if you do, yes, of course it'll strengthen your case. But no, don't go planning for it. You don't need it. It's a strong case anyway.
No, because I'm already, near to 30.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have to be planned for a baby. Being as a Muslim, we plan for a baby. So
Okay.
there will be no effect, right? Like if I plan a baby.
I don't want to answer that on a live. But ma'am, if it's something you want to do, I guess you can go ahead. It wouldn't hurt your case, is what I can say. I don't think it'll hurt your
Yeah,
case. It'll probably help your
yeah,
case. Yeah.
yeah,
You made my day. That's very fun.
yeah. Sure. If I'll have any query, then surely I'll take your help. You are such a great lawyer.
Oh,
I
thank
have
you.
seen many of your reels on Instagram. You're so active. I really appreciate for your hard work,
Thank
and
you.
you get many cases.
Thank you.
I would not know about you before I'm filing the SLM case, or else I just come to you to
That's
file my
okay. That's
file.
okay. As long as you did your research, got a good lawyer, you'll be fine. Because like I
Yeah.
told you, you already have a strong case. That's okay.
So, yeah, how
Okay.
long it will take to get an interview date for, like, what do you think?
Ma'am, I've got two people waiting. Let me. So I don't want to answer all your questions. So
Okay,
schedule a
then.
consultation. We'll
Okay.
talk more.
Thank
Let me
you.
take
Bye.
these two people. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. Someone said I sent my VAWA request for evidence for 485 3 months ago. How long does it generally take to get a response? They don't usually respond to
How are you
requests
doing?
for evidence. Hello? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So my question for this is like, see, I'm presently in my F1 status. I'm an
Okay.
international student from India,
Okay.
and I have my uncle here in the neighboring state. He's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
He's a citizen. He works for one of the top companies. I don't know if I could take the company name in here. He's in the top position, like CTO of the company,
Okay.
and he's a citizen as well. So I was just wondering, like, the question is like, could he like sponsor me in any way?
Okay. So just his own company, right?
Oh no, that's not his own company. He's the CTO of the company.
CEO.
Yeah, CTO. The one person, below the CEO.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, I don't know how that would work. Oh, you're trying to see. Okay, can he? Oh, I see what you're saying. Like through employment.
Yeah, through employment as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they usually just need to show that they can't find that they tried to find an American born citizen to occupy the job that they're gonna hire you for, and they either had a hard time or they weren't getting good applicants. So there's a process. It's called PERM. So they have to do a process. In other words, long story short, where they advertise the job and it seems like nobody's really taking the job, and then after that, yeah, they can do it for you. Yeah, and then they just need to show that the job is valid. Like they can't hire you to come and wash dishes, right? They got to hire you for a real job with real pay. And so once they can show it's a real job, real pay, everything is well, yeah, I think they can do it. That's not my specialty though, so don't call me for that one.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you where to go to get someone that's an H1B. You need someone that specializes in H1B.
Yeah.
Avo.com. Um, and then there's a lady I know, a lawyer I know who's used to be really good. I haven't talked to her in a while. Her name is Attorney Lisa. Let me see, Lisa. I could give you her name. You can Google her name, see if you like her. And I had another one that was really good here in Memphis, but he just recently passed away. but he was really, really good. But her name is Lisa Eisenberg.
Lisa?
Yeah, I'll type it here. I just can't. I can't. So you have to get it quick because I can't pin it since I've already pinned something else. But she's in New York. Attorney Lisa Eisenberg. I haven't talked to her in a while, but you need to go to avo.com and look her up. Look her reviews up. If you like her, ask her some questions first, and then see if you want to hire, or you can find somebody else too.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. Like I don't know how to end the call.
Okay. Let me take you out. Hello. Let's see if I can get. Trying to bringing this other last two people.
Hello, Queen.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good afternoon. Please, I have a quick question. I went for my N400 application last month in Minneapolis.
Okay.
So everything, my green card, the condition was not removed then. So we first did N400, which is civil test. I passed.
Okay.
So she said they want to proceed to remove the condition.
Okay.
She has all the previous questions I filled on my form and which I've answered. And then the officer
said... This is for your removal of conditions, you said?
I should. What is it?
This is for removal of conditions, you said?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't fail. Everything was successful. So at the end of the day, she gave me a white paper that was
I didn't hear you well.
Congratulations.
What kind of case? Sorry, I didn't hear you well. I'm trying to get the case right. This is for removal of conditions.
She gave me a white paper that was written some asterisk, congratulations, you passed the civil test and all that.
Okay,
so
this
she
is for
wrote it on the
citizenship.
paper like
sir,
I should
can
not
you
be
hear me?
expecting.
Can this guy hear me?
I should not
Can
be.
you hear me, sir?
What?
Sir.
I can hear you.
Okay, is this for citizenship? I'm trying to get the case right first. You talking about citizenship?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So she said I should be expecting the ceremony by October. Like I should not be expecting the green card 10 years.
Okay.
They're not going to send it. So up to now, I haven't heard anything from them. I don't know what should I do. And
that was a year ago?
No, last
month. No, but I thought you said up to a year.
No. Last month, on the 19th, last month.
Oh, okay. So there's nothing wrong. Maybe they just haven't scheduled your ceremony yet.
Okay. Did I need to call them, please?
You can, but trust me, they'll get to you. If you're approved, they'll get to you.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Shell. Hi, Simone. Hi. How are you doing? Hello. Okay. I'm going to do maybe one more person. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. I don't know if it's allowed for me to show my face, but
you can. Something. Yeah.
Thank you so much. My name is David.
Okay.
And, I'm having issue currently at hand, and I've been looking forward to reach you guys.
Okay.
I think I inboxed you one time, and I think it was about like 6 months ago or so. I got a feedback, but I could not proceed due to the explanation because of things that I was having at hand.
Okay.
Which I was doing, yeah. So I was like, whenever you guys are on live, I will try and make a request to join you guys and say something. Currently, I'm on my 2 years Greencard.
Mm-hmm.
So my spouse that brought me here.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately I got my green card and I was working and everything. I think things were cool, yeah. So she began hearing some false information about me that that I spend more time with my friends and all that. And she began to be having those suspicious acts towards me. I was like, I'm not doing anything and all that. So till then, she has been, acting same way. Like even whenever we talk about it, she has been acting same way. Even if I communicate with my people in my country, and she will just like, who are you talking with? Like boxing and all that. Sometimes when we're having a misunderstanding, she always, try to hit me and all. So when I got my 2 years green card, so I was working and all that. So we're having a misunderstanding. Like she just goes straight to my phone and just be searching the numbers, messages, and all that for my phone. Mm-hmm. Although I was like, I told her one day, I said, you always search things for my phone. What are you looking for? So she's just like looking for some vital information that is not necessary, that she can just use against me and all that. So I was like, I don't have anything hidden. If you want to be searching my phone, I can keep on searching my phone. So we began having those misunderstandings right from like about 7 months ago. So recently, I wake up and she was searching my phone because so my relative that I sent some money to, and she was asking who did I send money to. I was like, it's my relative. Like, why are you asking? And that is my money. That is my ended money, not our money. That is my money.
Okay, sorry. Like, don't tell your whole story. We don't want other people to listen to your story. But I think you have a good VAWA case. And I don't know. So you have a 2-year conditional green card. Let's call me. Let's talk about how we could file for your 10-year green card, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, I still need to do one final screening. I'll do a proper screening when we have a consultation to tell you for sure whether you really qualify. But from what I can hear, I think you do. So give me a call.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming.
I will text you. All right.
Well, this is not. You just have to call and schedule the appointment. You can call as soon as you hang up. Schedule the appointment, and then we'll have a consultation.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Make sure you request to speak with me during your consultation.
All right. Sure. All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty. That's a very nice person. All right. Now, y'all do this all the time. Every time I say I'm about to leave, now this is when everyone comes and wants to come live. But guys, because we have new people joining, I want to quickly highlight the reason I came live. I told you we just had so many wins in our law firm. And I told you that I've seen the most green cards I've ever seen in my life this year, and that is absolutely true. And basically, long story short, I highlighted 3 separate green cards. One was for a Hispanic client, one for a Hispanic client, and then one was for a Kenyan lady. It's a Kenyan lady right here. All right. Second one. All right. So just so y'all don't think I'm lying, it's 2. That's 1, 2. All right. And then we had a third one for a Nigerian lady. And I basically went through their notes, like what they complained about in their marriage at the time we consulted. One was I think from 2021, and then the Hispanic guy, I told y'all that we got his green card fastest time ever. We actually got his green card within less than a year. Not fastest time. I want to say one of the fastest times because this probably been faster, but that's one of the fastest green cards we ever got. It was based on VAWA, based on his spouse abusing him, and it was for a Hispanic client. And no, she wasn't beating him, so there was no physical violence. No restraining order, and we still got the 10-year green card. So, and like I always say, I would just want to throw this out there again. Most of our clients are men, and I love that lately, this last year, our female clientele has been growing. Because a long time ago, if I was doing this live today to talk about the green cards we've had, I would all the approvals would have been from men. So today, I was glad that we had 2 green cards that I highlighted that were for women. So because I always say that women experience usually a lot of issues in their marriages, and they will never come out and never even try to file for a green card. So I'm so glad that women are finally listening to me when I tell them that you don't have to divorce your spouse if you don't want to. You don't want to leave him. But heck, you can file for a green card at the very least. Based on the levels you're already going through, the abuse. Might as well get a green card through it. You're already passing through it. So glad that more and more women are actually taking advantage of VAWA and getting green cards through VAWA. So because I highlighted two women today that got their green cards through VAWA. One was Kenyan, one was Nigerian. And I told y'all yesterday, I just didn't have them to highlight today because we'd already mailed them. But yesterday we actually got two green cards for men, and these are for two other men, and these were and they're Nigerians, right? So when I say we're winning, I mean we are winning. And when I say we're winning big time. Our green cards are at the highest level ever. And I just want to praise God, want to glorify God for that. I'm telling y'all, it's hard work. Definitely, don't get it twisted. We definitely did some work, but like I always say, unless the Lord blesses our work, unless He puts His stamp on it, we would have issues. All right, so let me take now some more questions. And so just want to throw that out there. That was actually the reason I came today, was just to discuss our approvals. And to testify the Lord's goodness. Because sometimes in life you get so busy, you can put your mind on so many things. But it's just good sometimes to think about what God is doing, what the good things. Think about how God is good. Think about the things that are really, really going good. And in this law firm, one thing we've got going for ourselves that the Lord Himself is doing is we got those approvals. We've got those green cards coming in. We've got it coming in, and God is good. All right, I'm gonna take these last three people. Hello.
Hello, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, so my question is, if I have a pending VAWA case,
Okay.
right, and my daughter comes on the tourist visa,
Okay.
is it okay for her to stay and then I add her to my, and I put her application?
I can't answer the question the way you're asking me to because I'm bound by the law. But what I can say is people do it all the time and it's okay.
You're chipping in and out.
I can't answer your question exactly the way you asked me because I'm a lawyer. I'm bound by the law. But what I can say is, yes, people do that all the time and it's not a problem.
Not hearing you. It's in, out.
People do that all the time and it's not a problem. That's what I can say.
Okay.
So, yes, shouldn't be a problem. Call me.
Okay, will do.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
It's her background. That's noisy. It was her background. All right, so these last two people, and I'm done because they keep saying, bring me in. Last two. If you didn't catch her question, she was asking. Okay, well, let me take this person before I go back. Hello. Hello,
madam, habari ya leo?
mzuri nawe?
Salama.
Niambie.
Would it be okay if I talk in Swahili?
Okay. I'll try to respond in English so they can understand. So,
Nauliza, nilifile adjustment of status July last year, and up to now sijapata any interview or anything. And then tumeanza kuwa na issues. So in case kama tutaitwa interview, I'm not sure kama bado ataenda vizuri na ata kwa upande wangu ama aje. So what unafikiria?
Nafikiri basi nipigie simu.
Okay. Yeah. Asante
madam.
Asante bye.
Kwaheri. Barikiwe.
You too.
Sorry, I'll translate. So she was just basically asking her options, and I told her to give me a call. I don't want to say exactly what she said because maybe she wanted it private. All righty. Next. By the way, you guys know I'm Kenyan, right? So I think she was either Kenyan or Tanzanian. Kenyans and Tanzanians speak Swahili.
Hello.
Some Ugandans do too. Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, no, I already booked an appointment with you, which is November 14th, but I have a question.
Okay.
My work authorization will be expiring on February.
Okay.
Speaking with you then, in processing everything, will it be late?
If you want to speak to me in February.
No, I already have an appointment with you on November.
Okay.
About my work authorization and something else. Like,
okay. Will it be late? Okay. No, I don't think you'll be it will be late. But by the way, if you need a quicker appointment, you can call and ask. Because right now,
yeah, I do.
Our
they
slots,
said the only
our slots are beginning to open back up again. Because we're just so busy and we were just so busy, but now things are beginning to open back up. So you can call and ask for a sooner appointment, or you can always ask for a weekend consultations. I'm about to start doing those again, but they will just cost you a higher fee. And I periodically do that to catch up whenever people are waiting for a long time to speak with me for consultations. I may just once in a while do a weekend consultation. So I'll probably do that very soon. So maybe give us a call, like you could call today.
But
you can
let
call
me ask
today.
You a quick question.
Yeah.
Can you rehandle a VAWA case?
Yes,
like, I've already gotten my work authorization and everything. Can you
Yeah, we do take over depending on what's left. So that's what we'll discuss in the conversation.
Okay, yeah, that's the reason why I took the appointment with you. But.
Okay. Yeah, we do depending on what's left.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, guys. Y'all ain't gonna take all my energy. You're not gonna sit here all day asking your questions. Look, if you really, really want me to help you, our phones are open. 901-306-7123. Give us a call. Schedule a consultation. I highlighted three, not one, not two, but 3 green cards that we are mailing today, that we are supposed to be mailing to our clients today. Not one, not two, but 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? Along with the approval notices. One was for a Kenyan lady, one for a Nigerian lady, one for a Hispanic guy, and one of these happened within less than a year through VAWA. Y'all gotta call me. You gotta call your girl. Call me. I can help you. These are not the only green cards we've gotten. I just told you we got another 2 yesterday that we mailed out for our Nigerian men. And I represent mostly men, although I love the fact that more and more women are coming forward, listening to me and filing for VAWA. All right. More and more women are coming forward, listening to me and filing for VAWA. And I told you that one of the ladies I highlighted today that got her 10-year green card is still married with her spouse. She's still married to the spouse that she filed VAWA based upon. So I always say I'm never the person. I've never said on live, divorce your spouse. It's really a personal business what's going on in your marriage and whether you want to fix it. If you want to fix it, fine, but don't let that hinder you from getting a green card based on what you're already going through. Women. So I'm talking to women, and some men too. If you're going through hell in your marriage, you need to be giving me a call. If you're going through hell in your marriage, give me a call. Let's talk about getting you a 10-year green card, talking to the women and the men who are not sure about it. And I've already told you why, because VAWA does not harm your spouse in any way. And I just showed you an example of a lady who's still married to a spouse, still living with him, and she's got this 10-year green card. And would the Lord do it? Okay, so you can work on your marriage. You can actually remain married. You can separate. You can divorce. Either one of these, you can do any one of those and still very much qualify for VAWA. Yay! Hey! And by the way, I would be remiss if I didn't say we also get green cards for people who are getting who their spouse is petitioning for them. We also do those cases. So I'm not just calling out the VAWA people. If your spouse, if you're in a great relationship and your spouse is petitioning for you or wants to petition for you and you need a lawyer, you're still looking at the best person. You're still looking at her. Give me a call. Schedule a consultation. I'd love to help you out. Guys, well, I'm going to go and celebrate these green cards with a nice lunch. So you guys enjoy yourselves, okay? Spread. Share the word. Share this video. Don't keep the good news to yourself. And if you know in your heart of hearts that I'm a good lawyer, that I'm able to help you or someone you know, I would really, really appreciate it. Share forward. And don't be stingy. All right, guys. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys the next time I'm live. Bye. Bye. Signing out. All right.